Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming out on this beautiful winter April day. Thank you for being here today in order to honor JHU's finest employers and employees. My name is Nurali Chauhan, and I'll be guiding the ceremony this morning. Some of you may remember me from last year, the year before, and I apologize for being sick today. I just couldn't give up the fame. I'm honored to MC again for such a deserving occasion. Before we begin, I would like to direct your attention to the nearest restrooms located both at the bottom of the stairs, just right over here, and past the coffee shop as well. Beverages and food are in the back. And feel free to get up during the ceremony. Also, if you raise your hand, one of our staff members will bring a beverage or whatever you need to you as well. Additionally, I would like to introduce my colleagues that are here today. So we have my director, Lynn O'Neill. She'll wave. Lead payroll coordinator, Sherry Patterson. Payroll coordinator, Leanne Bramer. I-9 and E-Verifying Payroll Coordinator Bonnie Harris, Payroll and Event Coordinator Rick Hoy, Program Analyst Joy Paulos, Administrative Assistant Chanita Dungan, and we have three of our office assistants here today, Graduate Assistant Matthew O'Dowd. Then we have undergrads Tatiana Sorensen and Pavel Lepere. Student employment, let's try again. Student employment allows for students to put academic theory into action, gain resume building experience, and explore career options. Additionally, it allows for students to get hands-on training, work on the medical campus, serve the community, and gain practical experience. We have nearly 40,000 Homewood student employees that work throughout the Hopkins community. Additionally, there are 360 departments within the institution. It is a very special deal to be a part of such an immense network, and it speaks volumes for those of you that are here today and being honored. This week is JHU's 24th celebration of National Student Employment Week. One highlight of the week is the annual naming of the Institutional Supervisor and Employees of the Year. As you can see on the program, which is under my cough drops, tissues, and tea, the judges of the selection process are named. In addition, the sponsors of the event are also listed. We would like to extend a special thank you to the JHU Federal Credit Union for the continued support for the Student Employment Services Office throughout the year. It is now my pleasure to introduce Senior Executive Director of Finance and Administration for Student Affairs, Mary O'Connell.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us to honor our student employees. President Clinton instituted National Student Employment Week in 1993 to recognize the millions of students who work in colleges nationwide every year and the thousands of faculty and staff who supervise and mentor these students. We are proud to continue this tradition and recognize JHU's own exceptional student employees and supervisors. Student employment is such a valuable learning opportunity and experience. It is so much more than simply a way for students to earn money while attending college or grad school. Student employment enables students to learn marketable skills that will enhance their qualifications. It also builds time management skills and reinforces accountability. We can constantly hear from employers that they are looking for students with practical work experience and are good at managing their time. Student employees can experience a professional work environment in an environment conducive to learning. Many thanks to our patient and dedicated supervisors who provide advice, guidance, praise, and encouragement. Student employees leave here as confident professionals. Student employment also allows students to begin to build their career networks. Students working for JHU have opportunities to make connections that will become valuable for their future careers. They can explore fields that are related to, and sometimes that are unrelated to, their academic studies. This enables them to broaden their perspectives and to think in new ways about their life after Hopkins. Personally, I worked in the library of my university as an undergraduate, and I worked a full-time job as I put myself through graduate school at what is now Carey Business School. Working brings an aspect of real-life experience that just cannot be gained in an academic class alone. The practical experience and the interpersonal skills that I gained through these early work experiences were invaluable tools as I began to build my career. The benefits of student employment are a two-way street. Our student employees are an invaluable resource for us, too. It was once said by the President's office that without the contributions of our student workforce, the university could not fulfill its mission. Students make diligent and motivated workers. Their enthusiasm is contagious. Students here take initiative and they follow through. They come forward when they have a good idea, and they do the work necessary to make it happen. You are a pleasure to work with. Congratulations in advance to the winners, but also congratulations to the nominees for Student Employee of the Year and Supervisor of the Year. Clearly, you're doing an outstanding job. Thank you, student employees, for your hard work, dedication, and energy that contributes so much to this university. And thank you, supervisors, for guiding, mentoring, and leading our students. It has been an amazing year. You make us so proud. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mary. Today we will award the Supervisor of the Year, the Graduate Student Employee of the Year, and the Undergraduate Student Employee of the Year, in said order. All nominees in each category will be called forward to receive a token of our appreciation from Mary and asked to stay on stage for a group photo on the stairs. Afterwards, I will announce the runners-up, the winner for each category, and the winner and their nominator will be asked to come on stage to say a few words. At this time, we will call the names of those staff and faculty who are nominated for the JHU Supervisor of the Year for 2016. The nominations for Supervisor of the Year were judged on demonstrating extraordinary leadership, effectiveness, and ability to challenge and mentor student employees. Mary, if you'll please join me on stage. I'll now call each of the supervisors forward to present them with a gift of recognition. The runner-up will receive a special gift from Student Employment and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. If you will, please hold your applause until all the supervisors have been called forward. You'll have the opportunity to applaud for them as a group as they stand for their group picture. Alrighty. So our first nominee is Allison Avolio. Allison is the Director of Residential Life. She's described as someone who inspires a shared vision and has the ability to challenge the process and empower others to act. She is highly respected among her student staff and extends genuine care and concern to her staff. And I know that firsthand as one of her employees. Joanne Barnett. Joanne is the Administrative Coordinator at the Epilepsy Center of the Johns Hopkins Hospital. She's described to have a profound influence on the lives of those around her by being extremely understanding and giving people the freedom to be vulnerable around her. She is a consistently happy person who's always trying to self-improve and give to others. It seems Joanne's not here today. She's probably doing exactly those things. Deborah Bufflin. Deborah is the program coordinator in the Digital Media Center and was nominated by 6 different students this year. She's what you would call a repeat offender. She's here every single year. Across the board, her students consistently say she goes above and beyond in terms of supporting her students. She provides consistent mentorship and is very understanding towards her staff. Her advice is highly regarded and sought after, and she challenges the independence of her students. Deanna Caruso. Deanna is the Research Program Manager in the Population, Family, and Reproductive Health Department Center. She's someone that makes herself available, is supportive, and extremely compassionate. She comes to work with a positive attitude every day, and coming from a diverse career background, provides a unique perspective. Renee DeMott. Renee is an academic advisor in academic advising. She pushes her students to achieve great things beyond expectations and that they have for themselves, and is very kind and empathetic towards her students. She's someone that is approachable and thoughtful. Joan Friedman. Joan is the IT manager in the Digital Media Center. She's described as being determined, inspiring, and open-minded. She goes out of her way to provide opportunities to her students to foster professional development and shows a deep and genuine level of care. Heidi Herr. Heidi is a librarian in the libraries department. She's described as being highly optimistic, committed, and enthusiastic. She's also very inventive when it comes to expanding special collections' presence on campus. She spearheads many successful events and has a contagious passion for her job. Jennifer Hua. Jennifer is an assistant director in the residential life. She supports RA so that they are empowered and truly strives to make the freshman experience best for her residents. She's described to be extremely bubbly, insightful, and motivating. Her communication skills allow her to create a staff that is more of a team rather than colleagues. A lot of people giggled when I said bubbly. I think you know her well then. Jessica Cupper. Jessica is the student housing administrator in the housing department. She is described to be humorous, fun, a great person to confide in, and a stress reliever. She's known to make working and training fun and understands college students and how to promote employees to work with passion. Dr. Mark Robbins. Dr. Robbins is a professor in the physics and astronomy department. Though Dr. Robbins is an expert in soft condensed matter physics and is very busy, he mentors his students closely and takes the time to check in with them often, making him a sought-after advisor. He is very well-balanced, respected, and considerate. And that concludes the nominees. We can applaud now. Great, and you may all return to your seats. Now we would like to announce the first runner-up for Supervisor of the Year. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your award. We'll try to make this interactive so everyone can do a drum roll. Congratulations to Joanne Barnett. I forgot that Joanne's not here. I'm also battling a concussion, so please bear with me. Joanne's still at the Epilepsy Center downtown. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to name the JHU Student Supervisor of the Year for 2016, my boss, Allison Avolia. Allison is receiving lunch or brunch for two at Gertrude's, a signed copy of John Shields' new cookbook, and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. Allison, I'm going to invite you up and the student who nominated her, Tommy Coe, to the podium to say a few words. Tommy will also receive $50 in gift cards to local eateries in Charles Village for nominating this year's winner.
Who should talk first now?
Do I?
Okay, all right, sure. Thank you very much. I'm gonna give Tommy a hug first. So I think as all of us would do as supervisors, we'd rather give the recognition to the employees that we have because that's really why we do what we do. This is really special for me because this is actually the first year that I've advised the Residential Advisory Board, which is one of the positions that Tommy held under my supervision. And that group has really just inspired me to do bigger things and better things with the time that I do have on campus and with students. As the director of residential life, I don't get a ton of one-on-one interaction with students with my position, but with this opportunity to be able to work with this group gave me a big honor to be able to work with passionate students that are really engaged in making the undergraduate experience at Hopkins a better one. And Tommy, and I will say Kimmy Wang over here, are two of the best examples of how students really do project their love of Hopkins into the work that they do. So thank you very, very much.
And I guess echoing the same sentiments, well, I was told I needed to do remarks for a short bit. So echoing the same sentiments, I guess on behalf of all student employees, we'd like to thank the supervisors for being inspiring. It's been great working with Alison. I've worked in different positions in residential life, wearing different hats, and something that I guess most of the staff members, including Nurali, including Kimmy, will testify to us how Alison really pushes us to be creative, to be adaptable, and to really look at the situations that we're in and improve them for the benefit not just of ourselves, but the people we serve. And I think that's a commitment that both employees and employers share on this campus, and which makes the work that we do here so amazing. So thank you very much.
Now we will announce this year's nominees for Graduate Student Employee of the Year. Each student was judged on his or her reliability, quality of work, initiative, professionalism, and uniqueness of contribution. Congratulations to each of you and good luck. At this time, I will call each student nominee to the stage to receive a gift of recognition from the university. Then we will announce the winner. As before, please hold your applause until the end. Our first student is YY Hung. YY is a graduate student in the School of Public Health and is a research assistant and teaching assistant in the International Injury Research Unit within the Department of International Health. She is very detail-oriented, makes sure students understand course material, and streamline the management and analysis of data coming from different hospitals in the department's trauma registry work in Kenya. Nimisha Nimagada. Nimi is a biotechnology graduate student and an office assistant for the Office of International Services at Homewood. She's described to be more like a professional colleague than a student employee. She has taken complete ownership of the scheduling and student office assistants at the front desk. She arranges coverage during absences to ensure the front is completely supported. Tianfan King. Tianfan is an applied economics graduate student and a Chinese program teaching assistant for the Center for Talented Youth. She's described to be always focused, detail-oriented, pleasant, and responsible towards her duties as a teaching assistant. She makes the Chinese program outstanding and appealing to students and parents of all backgrounds and cultures. David Rivas. David is a graduate student in the Department of Physics and Astrology and a teaching assistant in the same department. He is known to perform his duties at an exceptionally high level and for managing to balance his many responsibilities, which include coursework, teaching, and research, extremely successfully. I had to look up the pronunciation on YouTube. Heis van Leer. Heis is a security informatics graduate student and a software engineer in the Department of Physics and Astronomy. His major accomplishment to date is the completion from start to finish of a full stack component of a new data-intensive research tool. So like nothing. The research tool being developed in the physics department. This component consists of a standalone web service named SARTR, SOFT, which stands for Soft Anti-Robot Test Requester, which will be needed in order to calculate a probability that future users of the department's research tool are actually human. Nice. All right. William Wagers. Will is a mechanical engineering student and a TA for the department's senior design work. He is described as being unfailingly polite, thoughtful, and helpful. He's a strong engineering designer, but is also a lovely, humble, and hardworking guy who enjoys working with students. Oh, those are all our nominees. We can applaud. You may all return to your seats. Now I would like to announce the runners-up for Graduate Student Employee of the Year. This year we have a tie. Sorry that I'm making you go back and forth. I'm happy to announce, we can do a drum roll again, YY Hung and William Wagers. Both YY and William will be receiving a $250 award, a Johns Hopkins photo album, and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. Please come forward. You'll take a photo. What? Thank you. When I call out the name of this year's Graduate Student Employee of the Year for 2016, please come forward to receive your award, and we would also like your supervisor to join you on stage to say a few words as well. The student named JHU Graduate Student Employee of the Year is Heis Van Leer. As this year's winner, Heis is receiving a $500 award, a JHU photo album, and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. I would like to invite Heis and his supervisor, Daniel Dark, to the podium.
Shall I start?
Sure, go ahead.
I didn't really know that I had to give like a speech or something. But anyway, I want to thank my supervisor, Dan. He's been very supportive. He gave me a lot of flexibility and challenged me to make this project. I think all student employees can agree that it's sometimes hard to find some time to do your job, or in between all the studying and making assignments for the courses. But it's still very challenging to do this job also, and to learn a lot by actually working, by working experience. So thank you. And, well.
Yeah, so I was very lucky to find Hess because a student before Hess had tried to take on this project, and it's a tricky project. And the student just didn't manage to get very far with it before that student had to move on. So I was actually expecting to have to get our external professional web developers to do the entirety of this project at the end. And it saved us an enormous amount of resources to find someone with Hess's skill and ability just to get the job done in a part-time basis. And it saved us an enormous amount of work. And so thank you again, Hess, and I'm very glad that you've been recognized for your excellent work.
At this time, we will call the student nominee for the Undergraduate Student Employee of the Year. Again, each student was judged on his or her reliability, quality of work, initiative, professionalism, and uniqueness of contribution. Congratulations to each of you, and good luck. Again, we will call all the nominees to the stage. We'll hold applause until the end, and then we will call the runners-up and the winner. Our first nominee is Taylor Alessio. Taylor is a senior and student worker for undergraduate admissions. She's known for consistently producing quality work and being very efficient. She has matched over 200 prospective students to alumni interviewers, takes initiative in the office, and is highly trusted by the admissions office. She thinks ahead and is committed. Demi Alfonso. Demi is a junior data entry clerk and research assistant in the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at the School of Medicine. She's known for being very meticulous, rarely making mistakes, and quickly becoming a valued member of the study team. She demonstrates a high level of professionalism and capability to create high quality work. Sue Adaman. Sue is a sophomore and a laboratory student assistant in Dr. David Sidransky's Head and Neck Center Research Laboratory. She has impeccable attendance and is very responsive. She demonstrates exceptional writing skills and is described to have phenomenal organizational skills. She is self-motivated, respectful, accurate, and a fast learner. Keenan Caswell. Keenan is a junior and a research assistant in the Department of Psychiatry at the School of Medicine. He's thought of as the go-to research assistant for the department since he is trusted, prioritizes quality control, and is very effective. He has helped screen 800 potential participants and enroll over 200 volunteers for a clinical trial. Tucker Gordon. Tucker is a senior and was nominated twice I should emphasize this was big. He was nominated twice by different nominators for his role as a lab coach in the Digital Media Center. Both nominators described Tucker to be an invaluable member of the DMC team, and he is a resident audio expert who is calm, effective, and reliable. He works hard to continually develop and contributes to create a lively community. Elizabeth Heibach. Oh, Liz. Liz is a senior and a student assistant for the Whiting School of Engineering's Development and Alumni Relations Department. She's described as being extremely reliable due to her ability to effectively communicate, plan ahead, and manage her work. She's said to give her whole heart to tasks while always adding a creative touch. Diamond Hale. Diamond is a senior and an office assistant and lab monitor for the biophysics department. She is said to have great mannerisms and talks to everyone with respect and equally, from the custodial staff to professors. She creates high-quality work and holds high standards for herself. She also contributes to the biophysics research for Baltimore teens. Connor Hammonds. Connor is a senior and a student assistant in JHU Housing and Dining. He is known as being one of the hardest workers in the office, even better than some of the professional staff. He is always willing to help and stops by the office often to check in and see if they need anything. Grace Hargrove. Gracie is a junior and the site director intern for Thread. She's able to speak as a volunteer and as a staff member to ensure that projects or programs that are implemented best support Thread's mission and vision. She worked hard to create a successful leadership retreat and is seen as a key thought partner. Delcora Huggins. Delcora is a senior and a research program assistant in the Behavioral Pharmacology Research Unit at the School of Medicine. She's highly intelligent, requires minimal supervision, and excels in her ability to integrate abstract issues into written verbal format. Her contribution to the affiliate Cornerstone Clinic has been critical for the accreditation of the clinic. Catherine Lewis. Kat is a senior and a lab coach for graphics, video, and gaming at the Digital Media Center. As a writing seminars major, she has served as an ambassador of the DMC to students who might not normally find their way to the center's resources. She's described as being well-rounded and very creative. Samantha Lott. Samantha is a senior and also a lab coach at the Digital Media Center. She's considered a right hand for the professional staff who run the makerspace in all of the programming. She demonstrates great communication skills and is highly respected for her discipline knowledge as well as her interpersonal abilities. Amanda Lorenko. Amanda is a senior and a levering monitor and office assistant within the Department of Student Leadership and Involvement. She is highly dependable, delivers outstanding customer service, and is often mistaken as a full-time staff member in the scheduling office. Jasmine Love. Jasmine is a sophomore and an office assistant for the Johns Hopkins Berman Institute of Bioethics. Her ability to work independently and at times going above expectation makes her invaluable as a front desk staff member. She's very resourceful and maintains detailed reports of projects and files for future references. Sydney McCrae. Sydney is a senior and office worker assistant in residential life. She's described to be very honest and always exhibit a positive attitude. She's always able to effectively point students in the right direction, and her collaboration and assistance in the RA recruitment campaign was highly impressive. Freddie Montenegro. Freddie is a senior and an office assistant for the that's not written correctly, KSAS, Dean's office. He is described as the greatest asset to the office as he is highly dependable, hardworking, and a great team leader. He was also the lead person for the Meyerhoff program that occurs every June. Christina Morello. Christina is a senior and archival assistant in the medical archives at the School of Medicine. Christina has spent the majority of her employment working on the Victor McCusick collection, which is one of the largest and most complex collections they have. She inventoried over 70 photograph boxes, deciphering McCusick's handwriting to identify the subjects. Eric Morgan. Eric is a senior and a campus security monitor for campus safety and security. He is described to be a self-motivated leader who requires little to no supervision, sympathetic when needed, quick-witted in precarious situations, and extremely cordial. Furthermore, his efforts in support of the crime prevention program is credited for decreasing theft and robberies by 37%. Emily Rensick. Emily is a senior and a teaching assistant in the Department of Biomedical Engineering. The following is a quote from one of her students. Emily is by far the best TA I've worked with in my Hopkins career. She's firstly knowledgeable about the material and makes an honest attempt at explaining the concepts and allowing me to understand the information instead of just giving me the answers. Jacqueline Roche. Jackie is a senior and a marketing and communications intern in undergraduate admissions. She pays very close attention to detail and contributes to the office both analytically and creatively. She is extremely accountable, unique, and responsible. Dana Schulman. Dana is a junior and the Lost and Found security intern for campus safety and security. Her organizational skills allow the department to have an accurate record of crime data, monitor statistics, and other police and security records. When she works, complaints are reduced significantly and efficiency increases sevenfold. James Shepherdson. James is a senior and a lab coach for the Digital Media Center. He is seen as the DMC's #1 ambassador, often talks about the DMC in new settings, spreading the awareness of their services to university administrators, alumni, and distinguished guests. He can be found working on a visually interesting project, demonstrating the tools, and inspiring new members to step out of their comfort zones. Susanna Soto. Susie is a junior and a student worker in the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at the School of Medicine. Her nominator writes, "It is rare for an undergraduate to have Susie's combination of warmth, intelligence, work ethic, and responsibility. Most importantly, she is someone who does not seem to recognize all the ways in which she is extraordinary. She has a genuine humility, which is very rare in someone so talented." Phoebe Yeo. Phoebe is a junior and volunteer enrollment and administrative assistant at Thread. She engages with a variety of staff, volunteers, and Thread students on a regular basis and shows respect and kindness to every person she encounters. Phoebe also joined one of Thread's volunteer families, working with an underachieving high school student in Baltimore City starting 2.5 years ago. And there we have all of our nominees. Now, I would like to announce the runners-up for Undergraduate Student Employee of the Year. Again, we have a tie. We can do our drum roll. I'm happy to announce Taylor Alessio and Christina Morello. Both Taylor and Christina will be receiving a $250 award, a Johns Hopkins photo album, and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. Now we will announce the Undergraduate Student Employee of the Year. Again, come forward when we call your name, and I'll also invite your supervisor up to join you on stage to say a few words as well. The student named JHU Undergraduate Student Employee of the Year for 2016 is Tucker Gordon. As this year's winner, Tucker is receiving a $500 award, a JHU photo album, and a signed certificate of recognition from President Daniels. Tucker seems really pleased. I would now like to invite Tucker and his two nominators up to the podium.
I also did not really plan on having to say much, but I just want to say that the Digital Media Center was probably the best student employment situation I could have wound up in at Hopkins. It's been one of the best experiences that I've had here, and I really appreciate Deborah and Ben and Joan and Dan and all the professional staff that work there and help us. Yeah, thank you.
We like to think, and we know we're right, that we always have the best student employees on campus at the DMC. You're all great, but we always have the best, and we love when people recognize the great service that our student staff provide, whether it's because they thank them coming in, or send us emails, or bring chocolate late at night, in all the many ways. So it's always a great privilege to nominate our students, and I'm just so excited that Tucker won because he's great too.
And I'll just add that besides being incredibly reliable and friendly and competent at his job, Tucker is an amazing sort of audio engineer and photographer, and just really represents sort of the ideal creative, well-rounded, inspiring student that the DMC and I think schools in general try to breed. So, nice job.
So though we are done with the awards portion of our ceremony, please don't leave just yet. We have some terrific door prizes to give away. Also, the Student Employment Services Office has an open house all week, and we have some great events going on, which you can find on our website. We're making fresh, free popcorn every day. We have daily giveaways. For example, today we have a dozen European cookies. Tomorrow we'll have energy bars. On Thursday we have a bag of old-time candy. And on Friday we'll have packs of Peeps. We also have door prizes, including Barnes & Noble gift cards and JHU apparel for students. There's an online student employment challenge, like a brain teaser, and we're having an online survey for supervisors that we hope you will complete. A random winner will get a yard of cookies and a Starbucks gift card. The yard's here if you're curious. I was curious. Now my boss and director of the office would like to come up and say a few words. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so what is this?
We're gonna do door prize.
We're gonna do the door prizes that you all filled out. We'll do the employer one first.
Well, first, does everybody have
Did
one of
everyone
these
fill
filled
one out?
out? If not, they're coming around with them. Please fill them out, and then they'll collect them. And then the student, we're also giving away $10 gift cards to Barnes & Noble to 4 lucky students today. So please fill these out. And while they're doing that, okay, All right. First, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today and congratulate all the nominees and the winners. As you can imagine, student employment thinks we have the best students. But we cannot nominate our students. We are not the judges, but we feel there's a conflict of interest, so we don't nominate our students. But you can see from Nirali, we do really have some outstanding students. And I'd like to read something to you that one of the other departments sent to Rick and myself. And this person said, I know that it is your policy to not allow students who work for student employment to be entered in the Student Employee of the Year competition, but as I was nominating my own students, I was thinking of your stellar employee, Nirali Chauhan. While I know you may be the only folks who appreciate their student staff as much as we do ours, and I'm sure you compliment them often, I thought I'd send a few words of appreciation and admiration for this remarkable young woman. As a staffer who comes into contact with a wide cross-section of students on the Homewood campus and who manages to employ the best 24 of them each year, I differ. I know a standout student when I meet one. The first time I heard Nirali speak at one of your student employee appreciation events, I was amazed by how poised she was. I thought she was a senior, so I was surprised to see her the following spring representing student employment at a Hot 101 session. Once again, she impressed with her charming delivery and composed yet accessible, friendly demeanor. And so it has been year in and year out, seeing Nirali at fall and spring student employment events, each time more impressive than the last. But even more impressive has been the range of places I have seen Nirali around campus. As a leader and participant in just about every facet of life an undergraduate can engage in. Global brigades, Relife for Life, teaching assistant, and not for some basic class, but Orgo. 65 RAs show up at the DMC for a tour, and who's there? Nirali. Is there nothing this young woman does not do? She's even a certified fitness instructor. For her unfailing competence, productivity, and incredible good cheer, I commend Nirali, who has done such a great job representing student employment to the wider campus community, and who will no doubt continue to reflect well on JHU and all her future endeavors. I wanted to make sure she knows that you will not be the only one who miss her when she graduates. And we truly will miss Nirali, and although I couldn't nominate you, I'd like to present you with our own award. Nirali now works for us for the past 2 years as our liaison, I guess you would say, for student employment, because we lost her to the RAs. But she truly is a remarkable young woman, and I know when I see the pride in all of your faces when your students come up to get their recognition, that we in student employment truly share that, and we know how proud you are of your students. We watch them grow, and we celebrate their achievements, their accomplishments, and I congratulate each and every one of you.
Thanks.
And now we'll do the door prizes.
Yeah. If I could just make a quick comment. I wasn't going to do this. I also don't usually cry when people are very nice to me, but because that was just so sweet. But for a little bit of background, I worked with student employment for about 3 years. They were the recipients of our annual New Year's Day card. They were basically a second family to me. And then when my dad passed away a little bit ago, they were the first ones to send me a card. And sometimes when I think about how family works and how sometimes you lose people, I look around at my student employment family, my RA family, all the other families that were mentioned in that lovely letter that I think I know who wrote it. And it's just amazing. Student employment is not only work experience, professional development and all, but it truly is emotional support. It supports you in different ways, and it gave me a home when I'm so far away from my real home. So thank you for allowing me to be part of this. And now to pick things back up again, let's do some door prizes. Go ahead, Sherry. So I suppose we'll do the employer door prize first. We're picking one or a few?
Lynn, how many?
I think we have 4, 5.
There are 4 students.
We're talking employer right now.
Employer.
Employer will give the yard of cookies first.
There's the yard, everybody. There's a stick on the side, too, to make sure it's a yard. And our winner is Anthony Morris.
And if you
For
do the employer
employers.
survey, you can
Okay.
win a yard of cookies and Starbucks gift card.
Our next winner for a basket of candy is Dr. Mark Robbins.
Oh, he had to leave.
He did have to leave, so does that...
We'll give it to him. He had 200 undergrads waiting for him to teach class.
Our next winner is Joan Friedman. And then the recipient of the bouquet. Yeah, and then our beautiful flower arrangement will be going to Kate Estes. Now we will do the student door prizes. I believe we have 4? 4. And they're gift cards to Barnes & Noble. Let's see. Let's take this one. Erica Schwartz. Phoebe Yeo. Diamond Hale. And Tucker Gordon. Great, thank you, you all. Are there any more announcements? Any more announcements? That's it. Alrighty, thank you for being here.